Music of Mozart, and that was the finale from Symphony number 33 in B flat K 1319, I think it is. Yay, so something sort of bright and spirited. Oh, I haven't got my 2 meters on. There we go. 2 meters is now on.
Good afternoon.
And hello to you, Frank. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Ab, and how are you?
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm picking up. I'm feeling a lot better, actually.
Sounding better?
Yes, I'm sort of feeling like I've got a little bit more energy. Although I have to say I've had a frustrating day.
Why?
For my own reasons, because I wanted to finish some electronic projects today because I've been sort of chipping away during all this silly lockdown business.
Yeah.
And I thought I'll try and package them all up and get them done because I think we're going to Inverloch tomorrow for a couple of days. Yay, so that looks like it's happening.
That means the others have picked up a bit too?
Yeah, look, everyone's in better spirits. We're all sort of on the front foot, and I think, it's all going to be behind us soon. So that's
great news.
It is good. It's really good. Any electronic projects? Oh, I'm expedient. That's what I am. I'm too quick off the mark, and I make mistakes, and I wreck things, and then I double wreck things and triple wreck things, and projects I started days ago, which I thought I had some traction on, and now I'm back to square one. So
yeah, well, what do they say? Measure twice and cut once.
Yes, I know. I hear the school teacher in my brain standing back and saying to myself, "You shouldn't have done that. You should have thought about this. You should have looked at this from a different perspective." I know. I say that to my students all the time. Look. Yeah, expediency, trying to get it all done. And, of course, that business of cascading errors.
Yes, it happens. It's a reality.
But look, I can stand back now. It's all a learning curve, and you have to see it in terms of the experience. It's the means, not the ends.
It's all a life's a learning experience.
So in the year 2040, I will have a power supply for my 1920s radios, and I'll have the linear working. So, yes, it's all slow emotione. But Yeah, look, a bit of Mozart's good for the spirit. So I'm thinking,
Always.
yeah, I'm thinking tonight maybe. Won't do a very long missions because I think we're starting early tomorrow. But
Sounds good, yep.
But look, how about I'd like to feature Mr. Lupu a bit because
Oh, yes, Radu.
yeah, Radu Lupu, fabulous pianist, amazing musician, really one of the great musicians of the century. Passed away a few days ago, and he was a really top exponent of Mozart's music. So I'm thinking a few movements from Mozart piano concertos maybe, and look, if you've got some Mozart faves to throw into the mix, we could just sort of have a bit of a Mozart evening maybe.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm not huge on. I mean, in terms of favourites, I like everything. There's nothing Mozart ever wrote that I didn't like.
Right.
You can't not like Mozart.
Indeed, that's true. Actually, it is true. Everything he wrote is just sort of, very touchable. Except, well, even the music he wrote when he was 2. It's still.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing unpleasant about it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
A lot of it I find just pleasant without being great.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep. Well, look, we'll maybe play a bit of Mozart tonight, and maybe in view of Mr. Lupu as his exploits, and maybe a little bit of Schubert from him.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, that'd be good. And we'll maybe just see what his output is, and play a bit of Mozart in between. We'll see how we go.
There's a birthday today that might help you choose.
Oh, yeah.
It's Yuri Menuhin's birthday.
Oh, Mr. M. Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to feature something with Yehudi then. That sounds like a very good idea. Excellent. All righty. Well,
would you like to play that? So you want to write a few stuff?
Yes, I'll definitely play that. Now, would you like me to play it this afternoon or tonight? We could play it both.
Up
maybe.
to you.
We could feature it in both tonight, this afternoon, and tonight, because this is quite interesting. It's I didn't really follow it up beyond my initial look yesterday, but I did. There is maybe I'll play the recording of Mr. Gould himself speaking about it tonight.
That would be good.
Yeah, but what I can play, if I can just quickly find it here, it should be on my playlist from last night. If I can just scroll back far enough past all that Doris Day. We had Doris Day galore last night. All that Paige Kavanagh stuff featured Doris Day. There's lots of recordings of Doris Day.
Oh, yes.
Which was good. It was fun. It was really
very,
nice.
very good.
Yeah, we were listening to it while having dins last night.
They're a pretty slick group, aren't they?
Yeah, they were good. Really good. Very similar in some ways to Mr. King Cole.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
So now I'm just scrolling down looking for those files that we talked about yesterday, because I think it is a really interesting one. Here we go. Glenn Gould. So you want to write a fugue for four voices and string quartet. It's with the Juilliard String Quartet. So what we can do, we'll have a listen to it, and it's the music of wait a minute. There we go. The music of Glenn Gould, who was an extraordinary pianist, really, a very independent thinker. And
certainly was.
Yeah.
Went his own way, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Why not?
Indeed, absolutely. He sort of derived his own aesthetic completely, really. Yeah, so...
and that's right. He was in his own world in terms of how he saw Bach, wasn't he?
Yes, definitely. He was obsessed with the structure of the music, and that's its glory, really, is that it's so structurally determined and architecturally complete. It's anything that Gould touched is just incredible in that regard. He wasn't into sort of long lines and legato playing. That was not his aesthetic.
He was very staccato, wasn't he?
Yes, it was all grades of staccato, and he played the piano like a clavichord, really. But
he probably wanted life to be structured like that.
I think so. He was one of these people who had every movement was controlled. And I think to the point that it completely suffocated him in the end, and he became a total recluse and couldn't even communicate without certain mannerisms and tics, and his life became very complicated for him. But look, there is a great recording of Glenn Gould of playing the Bach D minor, the BWV. What is it? The 2052. The bom 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 da 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 da.
Oh yeah. That's a piano concerto.
Yes, that's right. There's a great recording of Gould playing that, and he sits really low in the chair, and his hands are almost up at level with his face.
Really?
And his eyes are sort of peering over the keys.
Over the keys. It's making it hard for him, you'd think.
You think so? Yeah, he looks like a person obsessed. But anyhow, look, we digress. Let's have a listen
I've heard him, just before we leave, I've heard him do an interesting Goldberg variations.
That'd be interesting to hear because he'd bring out the instructional integrity of that work.
He certainly does, which is abounds, as you know, in that.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll depart from tradition today. We'll have our 20s hit after this. And we'll start off with So You Want to Write a Fugue, a work for 4 voices and string quartet written by Glenn Gould.
So you want to write a fugue, you've got the urge to write a fugue, you've got the nerve to write a fugue, so go ahead. So you want to write a fugue, you've got the urge to write a fugue, you've got the nerve to write a fugue, so go ahead, and write a fugue. So go ahead and write a fugue that we can sing. Go ahead. Come write a good fugue, 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 come write a fugue that we can write one. It's just to punch right in and write one. So just forget the rules and come. Only way to die is just to punch right in and write. So just forget the rules and write the only way to write one is to climb the right way. Have a try, have a try. The fun of it will give you joy. You think that you decide. You decide that John Sebastian wants to be a very reasonable guy.
Never be clever for the sake of being clever. For a canony in an version is a dangerous diversion, and a bit of augmentation is a serious temptation. Is an obvious solution, and a strictly diminution is a very, very obvious solution.
So never be clever for the sake of being clever. For the best right that we can see.
Why don't you try to write a And when you finish writing it, I think you'll find a great joy in it.
Hope so. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, they say. But still it is rather hard to start.
Well,
Let us try right now.
why not? No, we're going to write a fugue.
We're going to write a good one. We're going to write a fugue right now.
Well, bravo! That was a certain. That was an amazing effort.
It was incredible.
Wow! How about that? Synchronising with the quartet there, and what a endeavour!
I couldn't take it all in one go. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
record it and I'll hear it myself on the tube, I think.
I think it's worthwhile listening to more than once. In fact, I will play it again tonight, and I'll also play Mr. Gould himself describing the work, and obviously inspired by JSB. And but wow, what complexity! I wonder if there's any film of him improvising. I wonder if he could improvise. I wonder if that fitted his aesthetic. I wonder, being such a controlled individual.
I reckon he might struggle.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought, isn't it?
They're very interesting, but
Yeah.
people who like structure, I would imagine, almost by definition, have a problem in free thinking,
Yeah.
free design, I mean.
Yes, that's right. It's a interesting one to ponder. So,
But maybe not.
but maybe not. I mean, look, life is also full of sort of dichotomies and things as well.
The paradoxes.
Indeed. So maybe there's a story to flesh out there. But I enjoyed that. That was a interesting work. So we'll hear more of it. Now I've got a 20s hit on the table. In fact,
Very good.
it's a puzzle plate. Now, puzzle plate's interesting because there's two tracks on the one record, and I'll hold it up to the microphone here, and it says here double track record, and this is on the one side. You've got depending on where you put the stylus,
Yes.
you can either start at A or B, and there's a little A or B etched in the outer grooves there.
Right.
And in this instance, we can either hear the Foxtrot by the Rhythmic Troubadours, and it says set needle at A on the outer edge, or we can listen to Lawrence Allen, tenor, with piano by setting needle at B on the outer edge. Now, they're a bit of fun, these puzzle plates. You don't see them very often, and I didn't even know I had this here.
Very easy to go random and bet on which one's going to come up.
Yeah, that's right. We can do that too. Or maybe I'll do that. Oh, yeah, speaking of chance and throwing
Indeed.
things to the wind, I will do that. We can hear either A or B, and the one we don't hear I can sort of find by design later.
Indeed, that's the way to go.
Yeah, but it's an interesting song. It's from the film Wonderbar in 1930, I think, and interesting lyrics because it's about fashion at the time and how I think it refers to the Hays Code, and where suddenly there'd been this incredible permissiveness about fashion, and women could show low-cut dresses and belly
Good
buttons. Oh, look, the stuff from the late 20s, early 30s is just astonishing. And then the Hays Code kicked in earnest. It kicked in 1933, 34.
It made them all cover up again.
And you couldn't see a navel again
shame.
legally on the screen in America until 1968, I think it was, or as late as that. Whereas you'd saw these early Warner Brothers films and such, they're effectively wearing bikinis on stage, and so it was this real clampdown from the powers that be.
It's amazing how one excess is often fixed by going to the other extreme, isn't it?
It is, and this song's sort of about that. So we'll either hear the song or we'll hear the orchestral version or the dance band version.
Okay.
But we'll hear one or the other at some point. So I'll just set the record in motion and we'll just drop the stylus and you'll get one or the other. A puzzle plate from 1930, vk3sl.
VK3JR.
I've a friend who's in distress now, and Elizabeth's her name. Don't you think you'll ever guess how she met with grief and shame? No, it wasn't what you're thinking, for she's not that kind at all. And it wasn't dope or drinking that caused the poor girl's fall. My friend Elizabeth's out of temper, out of breath, ever since she found skirts must trail upon the ground. She had a better set of legs than even Miss Daggett. Now she's got to hide what was once her joy and pride. This fad of overdressing's depressing, distressing, and catching men grows harder. Their ardor's not so strong. My friend Elizabeth's tired of life and prays for death. How can she go wrong now that skirts are long? My friend Elizabeth's tired of life and prays for death. How can she go wrong now that skirts are long?
Okay, we heard track B there, track B on side A, and that was Lawrence Allen. And yes, track B. Now, if I go to track A, I can hear myself. I wonder why that is. I know why, because there's a bit of RF getting in. So if I go to track A on side A, which means I've got to put the needle in the right spot, we'll get the instrumental version of the same song. So yeah, the words, I think that's quite evident what they're singing about there.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if there's any lyrics here, but well, here we go. It's in the A groove, and we can follow on. And I've got to remember that the records are only half the length when you play a puzzle plate.
All right.
So, yes, you only get about 1.5 minutes aside.
Yes,
the two,
understandably.
yes, the two grooves run in tandem. An old Regal 78 there, and that was the Rhythmic Troubadours. I'd have no idea who they were.
I used to have a puzzle plate.
Oh, did you?
Well, it wasn't. I didn't know it was called that, but it was actually just. Hold on.
Yep, sure.
It was a novelty horse race,
Oh, yes.
and there were 4 horses in it,
Yes.
and you could choose one or bet on it, or if whatever you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And there were actually 4 tracks with a different horse winning on each track.
Oh, okay. So just on the serendipity of putting the needle in the groove.
Yeah, I don't know whether it would have actually been possible to sort them out because they weren't labelled as such.
How about that? Oh, that's brilliant. What a great idea. It beats 2 up, doesn't it?
It does. It'd be a nice little party novelty.
Yeah, definitely. Was it a 78 or a 45?
78.
Oh,
it was
wow.
way back as a sort of 30s sort of thing, I think.
Oh, tremendous. Oh, look, that warrants investigation. I'd
I'm
like
afraid
to
it's
find
gone
it.
to God, but never mind.
Yeah, never mind. We'll find, see if we can access it somewhere. It's interesting that there are a number of records about fashion and gender in the 20s and early 30s before the Hays Code sort of suppressed everything. And I just happened. This genuinely is chance. I pulled another record off the shelf just there, and it happens to be the Savoy Havana Band from 1926 and Masculine Women and Feminine Men.
Oh, this is good.
It's a good record. We have played it before.
No,
but
it doesn't matter. It's very good.
it is an interesting one. So again, looking at sort of gender politics in the 1920s. The Savoy Havana Band. This is vk3sl testing.
Masculine women, feminine men, which is the rooster, which is the hen? It's hard to tell them apart today and stray. Sister is busy learning to shave, brother just out his feminine way. It's hard to tell them apart today, hey, hey. Girls were girls and boys were boys when I was a tot. Now we don't know who is who or even what's what. Knickers and trousers, baggy and wide, nobody knows who's walking inside. Those masculine women and feminine men.
That mid-20s dance band sound.
Oh, yeah, terrific.
Yes, it's a really, it's got a real hiccup effect there. And masculine women and feminine men, there's a few versions of that song around, and it really highlights the sort of changing values and some of the pushing of boundaries, I suppose.
Well, that's right. In the 20s, to think that was going, that was an issue then.
Well, they're starting to sort of look at those things. And more front on, I suppose. It's prompted me to just reach into, I've got a shelf of records which were sold under the counter, and I pulled out a couple of Ronald Franco's.
Oh, yes, he's good.
He's always good. I'll just play one, but you can choose. It's I've got Lady Be Bad,
Yes.
My Mole, Bare Facts, or A Protest. What do you think?
Lady Be Bad.
Lady Be Bad. Oh, yes. This is great. Here we go. It's on a parlophone. These records were definitely sold under the counter. It's very British, sort of suppressed humour.
Oh, yes.
In the Noel Coward vein. But Ronald Franco, I think he had a brother who was a famous author in the Edwardian era. So he sort of came from that rather slick pseudo-aristocratic tradition. But anyhow...
He carries that off very well, doesn't he?
He does indeed. Let's have a listen to Lady Be Bad.
Boys may, but girls may not. There's been a slogan since eternity. Unwritten laws have gone to pot, and now in our modernity, the broader view with joy rejects the inequality of sex. Lady Be Bad, don't go through life waiting about to be somebody's wife. Don't forget you may be left on the shelf, so make a bit of whoopee and enjoy yourself. Men prefer a girl who's just a wee bit naughty, or they should. So if you are, you're married just the same, that's understood. But you'll simply stay at home and help your mother if you're good. Oh, Lady Be Bad. No, sir, that's a dead idea, and part of woman's slavery. So eliminate the gossip fear. Broad minds will praise your bravery. And spite from narrow folk endure, for to the pure, there's nothing pure. Lady Be Bad, don't go through life waiting about to be somebody's wife. Don't forget you may be left on the shelf, so make a bit of whoopee and enjoy yourself. Fighting for your honors, so old-fashioned, why the squall? Or if you do lose self-control, there's nothing to appall. It's better to have lost and loved than not to lose at all. Oh, Lady Be Bad, get a past to think about in later years. For what? Well, you may remain a spinster and have to think a lot. But if nothing ever happens to you, what a hope you've got. Oh, Lady Be Bad. Men marry rather late in life today, but when the whim to wed a girl gets hold of them, then innocence is grim. If you've been too good with other chaps, you'll be no good to him. Oh, Lady Be Bad. When you're feeling very tempted, well, you should resist a bit. Not too much, or else the tempter probably will flit. No, to get rid of a temptation, you must give in to it. Oh, Lady Be Bad. If you've time to go out with a man, away you mustn't whistle it. For the bloke who pays the piper ought to call the tune a little bit. There may be chaps around who with these views would be at variance, but I feel a man today prefers a wife with some experience. After all, your future husband to many girls been courteous, so why the hell should you be, dear, the only one who's virtuous? Don't dream of one who's meant for you, but just get down to realism. Don't waste your life in waiting for the right one. That's idealism. Your neighbors and the priggish folk who live in your vicinity won't admire you anymore for considering your affinity. Lady Be Bad, don't go through life waiting about to be somebody's wife. Don't forget you may be left on the shelf, so make a bit of whoopee and enjoy yourself. A man takes you places, theatres, dinners, dances, but it's rare if he doesn't want to kiss you later on, and if you dare to accept his hospitality or not, that isn't fair. Oh, Lady Be Bad. Oh, Lady Be Bad.
Ronald Franco from the 1930s, about 1933, that record. And I don't know what he meant by affinity in that disc. Oh, sorry, I had the volume down there. So, yeah, there we go. Ronald Franco. Yes, alrighty. Well, what we can do is I think we haven't had anything from the 1947 box for a while, Frank.
Oh, let's hit that.
Yes. So I've done a lucky dip, and in my hand I have the Howard McGee Sextet featuring Dodo Marmosa on the piano.
Yes,
And,
I know that.
and it's called Up in Dodo's Room. So it's from the 1948 Super Rhythm Style Series, number 54. And
Something good?
yeah, it looks good. So I don't know anything about the script, but
Neither do I.
or it's rather warped, but hopefully it'll work. Progressive jazz from the 1940s there, and certainly on the cutting edge for that time. And I'll just check the artist again, unknown to me, the Howard McGee Sextet with Dodo Marmosa on the piano. Now, I'm keen to find out a little bit about this group, and I wonder who the trumpet player was.
It's pretty good.
It was really good.
I thought I'll leave the phone for a minute to take it to Kathy. Leave the radio because someone wants to talk to Kathy.
Yeah, sure. No worries at all.
Back soon.
Yeah, absolutely fine. McGee Sextet. So I was just looking this up. Here we go. And see if there's any more information about it. Yeah, quite a few recordings here. Right. So with Milt Jackson. Interesting. All right. Now, how about, well, we might sort of flesh this one out a little bit, I think. Yeah, Howard McGee. Here we go. I can just give a little bit of bio on him because this is great. Oh, here we go. Oh, so he was the trumpet player. He was born in 1918 and died in 1987. One of the first American bebop jazz trumpeters with Dizzy Gillespie, Fats Navarro and Idris Sluman. He was known for his fast fingering and high notes. He had an influence on younger bebop trumpeters such as Fats Navarro. Well, there we go. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
And hello to you. How are you?
Very well, just got home.
Okay. Yeah, we're just doing a little bit of a bebop session here. I've just found...
I heard.
Yeah, I got this batch of records, mostly from 1947-48.
The model of my sailboard is a big bebop.
Oh, okay.
All their boards of that era are all named after styles of or jazz, or so there was a bebop, a fusion, a metal.
Oh, really? Fantastic. That's great.
Good afternoon, Frank.
Afternoon, Frank. How are you?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Right. Well, I've just established that Howard McGee was a jazz trumpeter in the Dizzy Gillespie vein and made quite a few records at that time. Was playing right up until the 1980s.
Oh.
So, you discover these people, these really excellent musicians, and who didn't necessarily get the top bill, but they're really in the same league.
They pretty much are.
Yeah, it's
a very fine line between the great and the very good.
That's right. I mean, our little Paige Kavanagh experience yesterday revealed the same thing.
Exactly.
These excellent artists who did record, but their records are sort of, I suppose you could say, they're second tier, although a lot of them accompanied other artists. But look, I just turned this record over, and the other side is a different group.
I know people that have been to New Orleans
Yep.
and talk about that every street corner and every little bar and tavern and hotel has these amazing players.
Sure.
Playing blues and stuff that you think, why have we never heard of this person? And, they're all incredibly good. And yet, as you say, there's like the tier above are the people that kind of get selected or that make the, maybe not always, but get the contracts to record and do things. And
Yes.
And these guys are there that are just absolutely brilliant players, but for whatever reason just can't quite crack it.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's a question of having a better publicity agent.
Yeah, room at the top,
Very
I suppose.
So too,
but
a good agent and getting to the right label at the right time.
But they do a lot
Absolutely.
to keep the style present and to develop the groundswell that maintains the genre. These players are hugely important. The other side of this record is a guy called Sonny Bergman's Big Eight. Now, goodness knows who they are. I'll do a search while listening to this. Same year, 1948, and Curbstone Shuffle is the name of the song. So I reckon we should give this a burl. Have a listen. They're beautiful condition, these records. They're like new. I'm noticing there's a little bit of RFI getting in to the channel, but I don't think it's distracting too much. So we'll just continue.
On two.
But is it on my?
No, it's not on two. It's on the.
on QHF.
Yeah, it's on the processing channel. The channel I use for the 78s.
There's a bit of
You can hear it,
160
see?
getting into it or something.
Yeah, a little bit of RFI. Yeah, something's getting in from the local stations. It must be a lead that I've got to put a ferrite on. But anyhow, look, let's have a listen to this other group, vk3sl. Music of Sonny Berman, and an interesting story there. This artist died of heart failure at the age of 21.
Oh, good heavens.
So,
Heart failure at 21.
yes, caused by a drug overdose, it says. That's really
Yeah,
sad.
that can do it.
Golly gosh. So here we have the information. Berman was born in New Haven, Connecticut, and began touring at the age of 16 and performed with Louis Prima, Harry James, Benny Goodman, but is best known for his later work with Woody Herman. Berman was distinguished by his passionate and innovative soloing and his versatility of tone, ranging from bold and emotional to sweetly muted. He was also known for his sense of humour, which often made its way into a playfulness and joyfulness found in his solo work. Sadly, he died at the age of 21 at New York. Heart failure caused by a drug overdose. That's really sad.
Very sad.
Didn't make many records. I've just did a cursory look up because I'd like to hear something else of this artist. And 21, my God.
Yeah, makes the 27 club look ancient.
Yes, it
Very
does.
true.
It certainly does. Now, you know, it makes you wonder if someone like this had lived on, it could have easily rivaled Dizzy Gillespie. I mean, when you think about it. Yeah, so here we have another
Well,
track.
even, take Hendrix at 27. He was
Yeah.
about to embark on some work with an orchestra.
Yeah,
I
see,
only
that would
wonder
have
what would have come out of that.
been, who knows?
Oh, Boise, I didn't know that.
It could have reset the whole scene. Anything could have happened. It's striking, isn't it, when you look at these monumental notes, these nodal points in history, and how things just went a particular way. Well, I'm keen to hear a little bit more of Mr. Berman. See if we can dial up a few more. Here's a track called Nocturne from the same year, 1947, shortly before he died. Sonny Berman, A Free Spirit, and that recording called Nocturne from 1946. So, yeah, another discovery and short-lived artist. And, yeah, look, there's quite a few here. I can play one or two more maybe. Just,
Oh, yeah, they're good.
They are really good. They're a timestamp.
Sounds like he's got really nice feel and phrasing, doesn't
He does. He sits
It's
back.
very mature, isn't it, for a 21?
Yeah, definitely. And you think he's sort of inhabiting a new
when
space.
he died. I mean, I'm assuming that some of this stuff was when he was potentially 18, 19 or 20,
Yeah,
I guess.
yes.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah, he was recording with Woody Herman in the late 30s, early 40s. He would have been very young. But amazing artist. I mean, I really like his spirit. There's this wonderful exuberance, adventurism, and he doesn't hold back. Well, see what else. There's one here called Woodchopper's Holiday. So we'll check this one out. Again, the music of Sonny Berman. Well, unbeknown to me, you got the extended version of Woodchopper's Holiday, the music of Sonny Berman. Yeah, rather academic, inward-looking performance there. Probably not his best, but what's interesting about that is, I mean, if you'd sort of contextualise that in any other era, you'd think it's pretty trashy, really. But to think that was recorded in 1946... They are looking for new horizons. They're experimenting and they're trying to find a way of expressing spacious jazz, the sort of thing that Miles Davis did with such a aplomb later on, and or around about that time, I suppose. So yeah, it's a record that suggests more about an emerging artist, I suppose.
I think it sounds more interesting than Davis.
Yeah, well,
I find him a bit boring.
Okay, yeah, well, you know, it's...
that had a bit more, I don't know, verve to it or something.
Yes, it did have some verve. Look, he's an interesting artist. He's someone who was... he died at the age of 21, just trying to establish a new pathway. So this is, again, crossover music. You know, we've been looking at the this emergence of new styles, but all good news about 9DI, Mr. Stew.
That's very interesting news. Basically, within reason, you can just use it. There's no bounds, really.
That is really exciting. I mean, I've got all these codans. I'm going to bring them all into service now, and we can have...
work out what channels I got. I mean, I've got tons of
Yes.
crystals here. At one Hamfest, someone must have had a job servicing them or something.
Yeah.
And I got this whole box of crystals.
Oh, very good.
Dozens of RFDS channel crystals.
Oh, terrific.
So.
Oh, that's good. Well, look, we could probably rationalise and work out what, for those interested, we could set up another channel of, another missions channel, perhaps.
Yeah, that's right. Just hang on a second.
Yeah. So, I got a bag of crystals here too from a Kodan repair person. He gave them to me a while ago. So that's all very useful. Yeah. So nice to know. Class licenses everywhere, it seems.
Well, I want to do it with hams, which I'm not too happy about. But
yeah. Oh well.
The other thing, of course, just wasn't worth them. Look, the thing is, I think. See, I've been playing mine for 30 years and used it about twice. But I think the thing is that, like, people just use it. They know that it's only for emergencies. They're not going to pay money anyhow because they want to use it. They'll have to.
Yes.
And it's just pointless. But another exciting thing is I've just been off the telephonic with Mr. T.
Oh.
And
okay.
About 3 hours on the phone. But anyway,
yes.
It sounds quite promising.
So
we could do something.
Okay. Oh, very good. Excellent. Now, I haven't quite connected the dots, actually, Mr. T. It'll register soon. It'll percolate. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's all fine. I will work out something. Yeah, very good. Okay. Well.
It's about certain other licenses.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm with you 100% now.
Yes,
oh, right. Very good. Now that's tremendous news.
He's very
okay.
He'll talk, very amiable man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's happy to do something.
Oh, look, that's marvellous. Well, look, we'll look forward to hearing how that all evolves. Well, it's the right time for this to happen, Dave. So, it allows, the world will be your oyster.
Oh, well, that's right. And, so I mean, I could have spoken to him before, but I suppose now you can sort of do it properly.
Yeah.
Rather than piecemeal.
Oh, look, definitely. No, it makes a difference if you have a registered situation. But it'll be really good.
Yeah. So make sure these missions might be on bigger power soon.
Well, gosh, that'd be
area.
Yes. It'd add all the call signs.
At least if you keep them near the
I try and do that.
I
try to. Yes,
but sometimes you don't, or whatever.
I know.
But does it matter if once or twice one?
Look, I don't think it matters if there's one here or there, but they tend to be just before the pieces. So that's the way I've tried to organise it. Yeah. Now I was going to run something by you. I just had a thought. I was reading online somewhere about 160 antennas, and I know you've experimented a lot with the antenna designs. Have you ever tried using a half-wave NVIS sort of antenna, but just lifting the very, very end of the half-wave up really high and where the maximum current is? So they have the rest of it just squiggly all over the yard. It's sort of fairly low level, not much higher than roof, and then just have the last 20 last 10 metres up a tree in a sort of, at the other end of the block sort of thing?
It's more important to get the centre of it up high.
Right, but wouldn't...
current...
But if it's half wave, so if you had 80 metres of wire...
Oh, you mean not a dipole?
Not a dipole. So you wouldn't have to worry about earthing then, and you just had 80 metres of wire, you just did a squiggly antenna all over the place, but you make sure you get the last bit up high where the current is, and then you'd have to have some sort of matching situation because you'd have like massive impedance at the... but it'd be voltage fed, so it wouldn't be... you wouldn't get too much radiation.
Have about a 12 to 1 balance.
Yes, you would. You need something sort of massive. But I'm just wondering how well it'd work. It might work really well.
It might. Look, squiggling around. Look, what I've found here...
Do they cancel out when you squiggle?
They do.
Do they?
But it doesn't seem to matter all that much.
Right.
Like from here... look. So it's fed against what? Against ground.
Yes, well, you just have a very modest counterpoise,
Yeah.
but the idea of being half wave is that it's you wouldn't need an earthing theoretically, or not much, and then but you just have like 5,000 ohms impedance at the shack end.
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking in terms of a secondary antenna here, like an emergency. So I've got this long block, it's sort of skinny and long. From one end of the block to the other it's about 40 metres. And if I made that, and it's a very big tree on the neighbour's side at the very end of the block, and if I got a wire right up the top of their tree, made it vertical to a sort of roof height, and then sort of squiggled it around and just brought it down to the shack here at the opposite corner of the block, I probably could easily get 80 metres of wire in and around, and just as a secondary, I just thought it would probably only take a day to do.
Well, look, I mean... test it. I mean, you've got the SDRs, you can know whether
That's
it works
it.
or don't.
Yeah, it's probably easy to do.
It could be contrary to everything, but it might work perfectly. I mean,
You never know.
Just do it, I think.
Yeah, look, it's
see.
something that might be possible. I've often thought of having a secondary antenna here and taking advantage of the long block. But I was reading somewhere online, someone tried it and they said it works strikingly well. And I mean, people say these sort of things and you just take it with a grain of salt. But I'm just wondering if you'd ever tried anything like that. I mean, you could have rhombricks and things on your new block.
Well, look, I can do lots of tests. But look, for local coverage, a 50-foot vertical on a tin roof, you really can't go past.
Oh, look, that's perfect.
And I've tried other things, and nothing is even in the ballpark.
No.
For interstate coverage, different thing.
Yes.
At night.
But you want local coverage, of course. I mean, that's the...
Yeah, look, try it. Maybe more wire in the air. It might work really well.
Well, I know that you did a squiggly thing with 80 metres, didn't you? You did experiments with 80 metres, getting with a dipole, quarter wave dipole. So you had the current point right up the top, and then but you sort of let the ends just dangle and do stuff. I mean, that you weren't particularly... I thought you did some experiments, might have been on 2 megs or something, but with the ends not being, too much concern about where the ends were.
Yeah, well, look, 80 isn't... I don't think it matters so much on 80.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we were at, with Mr. L at Flinders Island that time.
That's right, yes.
We kept lowering the squid pole
That's
until
it.
it got to 10 foot, and it hardly made any difference.
It hardly made any difference. You had the squid pole really low, but that would have probably been more NVIS at that distance.
Look, I just do it and see what the results are.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's just something to think about. If I got another day, I'd be rather doing something
your
like that.
antenna seems to work pretty well here.
Yeah, look, it's not bad for what it is.
Extra power. It's quite a good signal. As I said, I can hear it inside fantastically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's not too bad. I've got a fair bit of wire in the sky. See, I've got 48 metres of wire up and over the tree as for my inverted L. So there's no inductance at all. No inductors. It's all capacitively loaded, the whole thing. So everything that gets the current point up the tree a little bit, and I've got the counterpoise going over all the neighbours' fences. So it's all above earth potential here. But
no, it works remarkably well.
For what it is, it's pretty basic. But anyhow, look, it's all worth...
you need a tower, a Park Street tower, and an ugly tower in your backyard.
Yes, that's right. So you must be sitting there on Google Earth working out how high the trees are on your new property. Do you know how much sort of... I suppose you'll have to put up a Nally tower or something.
Look, I will put up something at some stage, or just a 50-foot mast is enough.
Yeah.
Of course, if you don't have
You need a
There's nothing
stable.
on it. They're quite easy to put up.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of thinking there.
If you've got a flat roof you can use, any part of your roof is flat. It looks like it's a gabled roof on your place.
Yes, there is, but the idea is to have all the crap out of the way of the house. That's the whole idea.
Yes.
So I can
Yes.
I'll maybe run a receive coax to the house, and that'll be about it. But there's a big tin roof over those containers. I could make. I was talking to Mr. T.
Yes.
Dog wire is what you need.
Okay.
For earth.
Right.
That's wire to keep dingoes out, but better than chicken wire. It's
Yes.
folded, not just wrapped around.
Yes, yes.
And he said if you want to put a ground mat, to use dog wire.
Okay, very good. Well, that's good advice. That's interesting. Yeah. Now, I
Probably only buy it in the outback. But
yeah, well, that's right. You have to go to agricultural stores and things and get the resources. But look, that's
dog wire here. They give you something for chihuahuas. It'd be like fly wire.
But that's great news that there's been movement at the station. That's a long time coming because it's yes, there's been a lot of sort of waiting, I suppose. Over
Yes, I heard big stories about how incompetent a certain department.
Right.
It's just they've lost everybody with any knowledge of that sort of thing.
Oh dear, yes, it doesn't surprise me. In fact, that was a discussion point on the coffee break the other day. It was quite interesting. They were talking about the same thing a couple of days ago.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
In fact, they would really like all broadcasting to finish, so it doesn't affect their tea breaks and stuff. They don't have to worry about allocating frequencies.
Yes. Well, it's good to know what's going on and find the right people who can assist you. But it sounds like that's all. It's all moving in the right direction. So we look forward to the next chapter.
Yeah, see what happens. So are you going away?
Yes, look, I'll probably go away tomorrow morning.
Good.
Yep, and head just for a couple of days. Unfortunately, I've got to work on Tuesday, so it'll be just for a bit. But I'm looking forward to walking on the beach and just having some fresh air and being out of this place.
It'll be fantastic. But when you think about when you got stayed at home, the weather was pretty crap, really.
Yeah, look, to be honest, the only things I did plan to do these holidays, we were going to go and spend about a week at Inverloch and then go and do a walk up in the high plains. But I don't think the walk would have been too good in this weather.
Been terrible.
It would have been horrible up there. So, in a way.
It would have been an experience, but not something you enjoyed at the time.
No, exactly. It'd be something you'd reflect on rather than sort of, experience very positively. So, yeah, look, in a way, it's been as good as it could have been. But, but yeah, tomorrow we'll just head off for a couple of days. So no missions. Tonight I'll do a short missions with Frank, and we'll just, after that, we'll have a break for a bit and be back again the following week, I presume. But, yeah. Oh, well, that's...
sounds good. Anyway, I'll leave you to it and enjoy your little time down at Inverloch.
Oh, thank you. Yes, looking forward to some beach walks, rock hopping and all of that sort of thing. That's my favourite activity down there is going down to those beaches between Cape Patterson and Inverloch. Some nice beaches.
There's some...
good walks.
Anderson Inlet.
Oh, yes.
And there's some lovely houses in the bush, in Anderson Inlet up part of the town.
Yes, on the other side. Yes,
but they're all about $5 million.
Yeah, they would be. I mean, it's gentrified. Look, when I was a kid, we used to stay at a house in Inverloch which belonged to a friend of my father's, and I think we stopped going there in about 1991. And Kate used to come with us, so it was when Kate was still on the scene, so it would have been late 80s, early 90s, and then they sold that house it was a 5-bedroom house, enormous house in Inverloch. They sold it for, I think, $70,000 in 1996. And now you'd put another, at least one more zero on that now. If not 1.5. It's a staggering house. But it's so gentrified, that whole area. I don't relate to that side of it. I just get out as much as possible. And we're just lucky to have the use of a house there. But yeah, the beaches those beaches near Cape Patterson are particularly nice to walk along. And if you could pace the tides, you can go around quite a few bays and just get someone to pick you up 3 hours later. And I do enjoy that. Lots of fossils and petrified forests, heaps of coal seams and
old boats.
Yes, shipwrecks. Yes.
Yeah, I will enjoy it, and
we'll
hello
do.
to Frank too, and
Okay. So, Mr. Frank.
Hey, hello, yes. And good luck with all the things.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I'll finishing soon. I'm sick of signing papers.
You must be. Yes, must have a sore wrist from all the signing.
It's done electronically now. I hope it works okay. But anyway.
Yeah, it's right. You've got to give your electronic signature.
That's right. DocuSign. Just as well.
Yes, that's
You
right.
can do it so quickly.
Makes a
yeah,
difference.
okay. Well, I'll let you
All right.
get back to what you're doing.
All right, then we'll
Frank,
see.
and all the listener, all
Yes.
the three listeners, we're all here, so we're just talking to ourselves.
Yes.
But
Yes. Oh, well, there's a few people out there. Now we've got our keen
you've got
core.
high ratings, have you?
Yes,
On the...
our keen core of listeners. So we'll meander on. How's the time? Oh, haven't got very long. So what we'll do is we'll put a few more records on. I'll do another grab out of the pile there, Frank. Let's see, from the 1947 pile. I was just saying to Dave that recording of Mr. Berman was a bit academic, I thought, but. I think he was trying to be like Miles Davis, but on that particular record.
I've got to go and
You've got to go. Okay, no worries.
Takeaway.
That's all right. Well, we'll look forward to your company later on. So,
Well, I should be back. I'm just going to work out what we're going to have.
okay. Oh, you think you might be back soon? All right, that's fine. Yeah, I'll probably only go for about another 15 before I put on our sort of ride out. And but here we go. Here's one here of Artie Shaw with Mel Torme and the Meltones. So we'll have a listen to this. It's from the 1947 box. And these records are all brand new. It looks like they've never been played. So what do we have? We have Connecticut. And we have Don't You Believe It, Dear. Well, that's the one.
They're using a mellotron.
Maybe they are. Meltones with a mellotron. Who knows? Well, let's have a listen to Don't You Believe It, Dear with Mel Torme in 1947.
There's never been anyone like you. There's never been anybody who can bring me all the way down, and then you turn around and knock me out the way you do. So baby, won't you let me say I'm yours and really love it that way. And if you think you'll get away, don't you believe it, baby, don't you believe it,
Mel Torme and the Torments there, and that was a Parlophone 78 from 1947. In fact, it's Astonishing to think it was recorded around about the same time as the track we heard earlier. Not the Torments, the Meltones and Artie Shaw. Well, I think I'll flip the disc and have a listen to side B, which is a track featuring Ralph Bain. Not Laurie Bain, but Ralph Bain. Bain? Ah. And this is Connecticut, Artie Shaw and his orchestra. I'm vk3sl.
I know of a spot peaceful and fair. I'd be so happy if I were there, no matter where I chance to be. Connecticut is the place for me. Miss every lake, miss every hill. Even in dreams I think of them still. And when you see them, you'll agree. Connecticut is the place for me. Village dreams and childhood scenes are things that I remember yet. Land of dreams and moonlit streams, how close to heaven can you get? Nights full of stars, hearts full of joy, paradise for a girl and a boy. I guess it suits me to a T. Connecticut is the place for me to be. Connecticut is the place for me.
Music of Artie Shaw, Connecticut, and a sample from the 1947 box. This is a Creative Records that surfaced fairly recently, and they came from the Antique Centre. And I was astonished to find that every record was in new condition. So it's been quite a delightful awakening to sample these records. Here's another one. Another one from the same box, Artie Shaw. A lot of these are Artie Shaws. Heaps of Artie Shaw. This one is The Glider. Artie Shaw and his orchestra on a Parlophone 78. vk3sl. As it was, that's high energy swing from the period just after the Second World War. The medium really reached its zenith before the bebop era took over with great determination. We'll turn the record over and hear the other side, I think. I'm sampling these. They're fabulous music. This one's from the 1947 Super Rhythm Stars series, number 13 in that series.
13? I wonder how many there are.
Yeah, there's lots, and they're all numbered, which is interesting. So there's like a set here. But that was. Did you get to hear that last one there, Frank? The glider?
Yeah, I heard. Just the last minute I heard.
Yeah.
Pretty out there, wasn't it?
Oh, just great energy. I mean, really, really tight arrangements. And, you could hear they're sort of moving into that big band sound that we sort of more of a contemporary sound almost, with the big band arrangements just full of colour. And let's hear Let's Walk. And this one is a composition by Artie Shaw himself, and again, his orchestra on a Parlophone 78 from 1947. VK3sl. Testing.
VK3JR.
Shaw and his orchestra there. Yeah, they're good discoveries, aren't they, these records?
Oh, that's terrific.
They're exciting to listen to, and the band is very, very polished. Great sound.
That is really swing at its best, I think.
Yeah, I sort of think just at that point where everything changed, is really the highest point where
I think so too.
Yeah, it just
I don't think swing ever got any better than that as swing, you know.
Yeah, in terms of its just fluidity and its panache and energy. Really delightful complexity in the arrangements. They really sort of it found its place, but that's always the way of things. There has to be new
It had a freshness about it, didn't it?
Definitely. definitely did. Yeah, so that's been good. Well, we'll save some more for next time of those. And I can go for a few minutes because apparently we're having takeaway tonight. So
We're having takeaway too.
I have no idea what's happening here. The others have gone out and are sorting it all out. So
Oh, that's why we're having the fish and chips.
very good.
Very good.
It's nice to. For me, it's nice to be relieved of dinner duty.
Of course, yes. It must be you will need a holiday.
Yeah, it's all right. We all share it here, but
I know you do. I'm post, but people being unwell.
oh yeah, well that's right because we've got to dish up meals in lots of different places. I got the 50s pile here. What have we got? Tennessee Ernie Ford, Eins zwei drei. What's that like?
I don't know. It sounds like it's the other side of something. What?
What's the other? Losing You. We've got Losing You with Billy May, and the other side is Eins zwei drei.
My God. Let's have the German countdown.
Yeah, we'll see what it's like, hey?
Count up. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Indeed. It's a capital 78 from the 50s, and let's suck it and see.
There is a little town way down in Switzerland, and once I was a roaming there, by golly, it was grand. And one day in the park, I heard a Switzer band, and then a pretty Fräulein came and took me by the hand. Eins, zwei, drei. Boom, boom, the band was playing. Eins, zwei, drei. My love and I were swaying. Eins, zwei, drei. We waltzed around the floor, and soon I loved my little Fräulein more and more and more. Eins, zwei, drei. She gave me all her kisses. Eins, zwei, drei. I asked her be my missus. Eins, zwei, drei. She whispered to me, ja, ja. I took her back to Hackensack. I'm such a lucky guy, and all because the band was playing Eins, zwei, drei. Eins, zwei, drei, boom, boom, the band was playing. Eins, zwei, drei, my love and I were swaying. Eins, zwei, drei, we waltzed around the floor, and soon I loved my little Fräulein more and more and more. Eins, zwei, drei, she bakes me lots of strudels. Eins, zwei, drei, und Sauerkraut and noodles. My, oh my, I'm such a lucky guy. I love my lovely little Frau, and maybe by and by we'll have a little family of Eins, zwei, drei. Lovely Mrs. Happy Family, what a lucky guy. We'll have a little family of Eins, zwei, drei.
Oh, it's time.
Wow, bit of my heritage.
Yes, I was thinking of you. Yes, Tennessee Ernie Ford there with his little...
The big trombone going in the background.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, the umpire's happening.
Yep. Yeah, a bit of a German referent there. What's the other side? Losing You. I don't know if I can be bothered playing that. What else? Mona Lisa, Les Welsh. I don't care if the sun don't shine, Les Welsh. What's that like?
That'd be quite good. I don't care if the sun don't shine.
Oh, yes,
I get
yes.
beloved in the evening time.
Okay, we'll have to have a listen. It's on a Pacific Australian record, and Les Welsh is on the... this was one of these records with the holes a bit big, so I might need to manoeuvre this into place. Looks a bit worn, but we will cross our fingers. vk3sl.
Oh, I don't care if the sun don't shine. I get my loving in the evening time when I'm with my baby. Oh, it's no fun with the sun around, 'cause I get going when the sun goes down. When I'm with my baby, that's when we kiss and kiss and kiss, and then we kiss some more. Don't ask how many times we kiss at a time like this. Who keeps score? So I don't care if the sun don't shine. I get my loving in the evening time when I'm with my baby. That's when we kiss and kiss and kiss and then we kiss some more. Don't ask how many times we kiss at a time like this. Who keeps score? So I don't care if the sun don't shine. I get my loving in the evening time when I'm with my baby.
Aha, there we go. From the 50s. Now, the meal has arrived, so I need to depart these shores, Frank. So we'll have to say cheerio until later on. We'll be back again at 11:30, and do you want to come up on 2 or on Zoom? What's easier for you?
I can do a Zoom.
Great. All right. I'll just do the usual thing and just round about midnight-ish. And we'll look forward to, I don't know, we might play a little bit of Roto-Lupu tonight, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of Moats, a little bit of Shub. Feel free to chime in with anything that's in your midst, and we'll definitely listen again to that recording with Glenn Gould.
Yes.
And
I hear him talking.
Yeah, he talks about it as well. So I'll just dial that one in, and we'll hear that as well. So that should be good. So and regards to you, Mr. OP. I hope you have a good week.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you.
And thanks for the chat yesterday. It was good to catch up. And we'll be back again. Won't be back this weekend. I'm away tomorrow and Sunday, and they're on until the following Friday. So after tonight, it'll be no missions for a bit, but we look forward to inhabiting the space a little downstream. So to ride out, I'll play an LP. Haven't played an LP for a while. This one is some lounge music with Nelson Riddle.
I've never heard him do lounge music. Really.
Well, I think it's sort of middle of the road. Something,
yeah, I know, but
something music.
He'll do it well.
Yeah. It's called Sea of Dreams.
Okay. Anyway, I'll say cheers, Frank. Take care. Talk soon.
Yeah. Okay.
And cheers, Steve. And we'll talk very soon.
Indeed we will. Thanks, Frank. Have a good evening, and we'll catch up. And we'll say now... Sea of Dreams, Nelson Riddle and his orchestra. I'm vk3sl. Look forward to your company later on tonight. Hey, I just push start. Take 3. so ethereal. It's a track called Drifting and Dreaming. Sea of Dreams, Nelson Riddle and his orchestra. It's an LP from the 1960s. It makes excellent dinner music, so I'm going to flip the disc and go back inside. Side 2. It's from the Light Music Club. That's what it says on the label, Light Music Club. And it's a world record release. Now on side 2 we have East Isle, Let's Fall in Love, Polka Dots and Moonbeams, Put Your Dreams Away, Autumn Leaves and Sea of Dreams. The music of Nelson Riddle. And I'm vk3sl.